Good morning. Good morning. Stocks go up. Stocks go down. Three huge events today. Hold on. Three huge events today. So know that. First thing is the market's cratering. The dollar is nonstop. The euro, they're going to stop doing bond buying and all this bond, not bond buying, buying. They're selling bonds. Look, you can't stop this stuff. Every time Bernanke in 2008, every time Bernanke came out, hold on, did I hit one? Hold on. Let me make sure I got everything set up. You guys can't hear me, right? There's my go. Somebody type yes. Okay, good. Okay, thanks. Okay, so in 2008, every time Bernanke came out and he said, okay, I'm going to do this, and this, the market ripped. It ripped. It went from positive, way negative to positive, and then it went back negative. You can try to fix this, but it doesn't just fix. It doesn't just fix. They're in a grind now, and now because of the dollar, the thing is, do you let interest rates keep going higher? Do you let inflation just go through the roof and say, okay, I'm going to fix the banks and all this other stuff? These guys have done so much shady shit, it's going to go completely tank. Now, yesterday, if you're in the room, I said something and you've seen something. You're probably freaking right now. I said the Apple 148 puts were way too high. Why were they $1 plus? Should have been 30 cents. Look at Apple. It warned. You knew. So Apple is down. It finally broke. It looks like 141 comes 139. It's down 6, and the SPX is down 23. Really? All these hopers and prayers, you don't even understand what's going to go on today. The dollar is going to fly. Now, if the dollar goes negative, okay, SPX gets better. Yesterday, there's a 3640 number. I told you about that. It couldn't break, but we're under that number. Why are we not down at 3600 at open? Within a minute, you want to see if we're 3600 or 3640 holds. Okay, you got to know that. Okay, that's one thing to know. Next thing, BIIB. So I talked to my sister, and she verified all this. She used to work for BIIB way back when. She knows all these people. She says it will get approved. This drug will get approved. She looked at the data last time and told me, yeah, it's no good. So basically, in the drug, it fixes your cognitive 28% better, so you live 3 years longer. Okay, but basically, the your brain swelling goes to 12% from 2% on the placebo side. So 10% of the people are going to die. If you take this drug, 1 out of 10 people will die. They will 100%. They will die. What do you want? Do you want to live 3 years longer, or do you want to die? Interesting scenario, right? So BIIB is way up. It's way up. It's at 290. I think it goes to 380 by the time it's approved. The approval process, it takes 60 to 90 days to submit the application, and it's 6 months. So best case is 8 months for it to be approved. 8 months. Now, the last 2 times that BIIB had good news, it capped at 30-30. It capped at 30-30. Okay, so just know that if you're going to go buy stuff. The problem here is there's only calls to 300. There's only calls to 300. If you go out to 1021, you can go to 330. That's all there is. There's nothing else. Okay? Apple 141, huge number. Okay, huge number. I really think that the bond thing that they did just caused panic. So I was telling a friend, a really good friend, I was telling her that this is becoming a financial crisis. This is not just about them taking up rates, okay? And what hasn't hit yet is adjustables. And isn't it funny? I say adjustables on here yesterday and the day before, And fast money says this hasn't hit adjustables yet. No shit. Think about it. Let me tell you how greedy these car companies and all these other people have gotten. I mean, the greed factor is ludicrous. Think about this. People are financing cars at 10 years. In 10 years, I don't care what car you got. If you have a 10-year-old car, it's average at best. It's old. Everything's old. You may keep it in the greatest condition ever. It's old. You may go like a 1990 Ferrari, but it's old. It looks old. You go in there and it feels old. It's just old. Now, it may be worth $500,000 or $1 million. That's okay. But it's old. Okay? So they're getting you to add the finance rate because people buy payments. But as soon as there's problems, and they all have problems, it's a ridiculous amount to fix it. Okay, back to BIIB. Sava. Sava's running because Sava has their own drug. If the Sava data comes, it's at 100. If the Sava cognitive, now here, back to BIIB, things I didn't tell you, I'm remembering. BIIB, this was phase 3, so it's ready. It's not phase 2. Okay, so Sava, if Sava news is good, and I don't know when it comes, maybe next week, maybe in 6 months or 6 years, I don't know. But when the Sava news comes, if it's good, this is 130, that fast. But now you have numbers. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quiz. So what does Sava have to do to go to 130? Come on, very simple here. What does the study have to show? Come on, very simple. Very simple. I just told you, nobody's typing. You guys are either sleeping, wifey took your phone. Okay, interesting. No, it's not positive data, guys. No, guys, very simple. If their data is better than 28% cognitive, then it goes through the roof. If BIIB helps you by 28%, if Sava helps you by 50%, BIIB drops 150, goes to $100, and Sava goes through the roof. There's one other thing. One other thing, guys. One other thing can Sava say if their data is the same. What other thing can they say? Come on, you guys are not paying attention. Come on, one guy knows this. Okay, here it is. I'm going to tell you. So 2% placebo had brain swelling. 12% had brain swelling on this drug. That's 10%. If the brain swelling goes down to less than 10%, that means you live longer. That means even if their data says 20% cognitive help with no brain swelling, everybody's going to go for the Sava drug. So you need to look at two factors, guys, okay? Now, there's another stock that just may rip. Not today. Put it in the back of your mind. Moderna. Okay? Why? Because they're using the way that Moderna develops drugs and just puts it in. That's how they're going to do this. They're using Moderna type of technology. Okay? On BIIB. Okay? So know this. Very straightforward. Look at SPX. Come on. What clowns? So I'm going to buy more. Anyway. So very, very simple. That's what we know. Okay, upside. Tesla, average at best, but you got numbers coming on the weekend. Okay? Anybody that has a clue to the market, when this breaks, it's going to get ugly fast. And they don't understand it. One other thing, last thing. The 1 year is at 4.3. The 1 year. If you have $1 million, you go put $1 million in here and you get $43,000 in a year. If you have $5 million, you get $250,000. You don't even have to play the market. You get $250,000. Tons of people have $10 million are saying, hey, just give me 500,000. Maybe you can sell out, right? Just give me 500,000. A lot of people are doing this, okay? So very straightforward. We're right at this 36.44. They're holding it. When we fail, it's going to be like you can't imagine how fast it's going to drop. Maybe it doesn't fail. Maybe it goes up. Yesterday, this guy sent me a message, and he goes, the 36.50s were a bad trade. I just puked. I puked. So we bought the upside, 37.50s. We bought the downside. Okay? $4. $4 went to 32. You could have sold them at 32. You could have sold them at 30. You could have sold them at 25. You could have sold them at 20. You could have sold them at 15. And you had 3 hours. 3 hours to sell them. It's not a good trade. This tells you why some people suck at trading. I don't cut corners. I just say it like it is. If something goes 4 to 20, 4 to 8, 4 to 12, 4 to 20, manage your account and do what you think you want to do. If you want to hold it, hold it. If you want to sell it, sell it. If you bitch means you don't know how to trade. Very straightforward. I'm not going to discuss this. Very straightforward. Okay? Then we see. Now, one more thing. Last thing. We'll get started. If the market were to break and go down, BIIB will probably go back to 270, and they'll give you a cheaper entry. But you would need the market to break. Okay? Now, Sava, I don't know. If somebody knows on Sava, is the data phase 3, phase 2, all that stuff? If somebody knows, let me know. Go find out and when they're expecting it. Okay? Interesting. Okay, so that's what's going on. You can't just have these banks just fix this. It doesn't work that way. The market doesn't work that way. Okay? Okay, let's get started here. 9:28. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Okay, recorded this whole thing, so listen to it. Listen to it again. Become a better trader. We're holding at this 36.40 on Apple. Watch. They're going to say, oh, Apple, this is just a delay because of this one. It's not. All the techs have to warn. I keep telling you. You don't have demand, and now you're going to warn. Okay? So keep an eye on it, Okay, SPX, 36.40. That's it. No, 36.28, I'm sorry. 36.40 is ES. 36.28 is SPX. Then you got 3,600. You got 35.89. 35.52, 3,500. Okay? Upside, 37.20. Now, Powell could come out and say, why does Powell, think about this. People don't think. They don't think. Why does Powell care about the pound? Why does he give a shit about the pound? Why do we care about the euro? Oh, because it helps our company. So what? Screw the companies. They can make that negligible with their contracts and stuff. Okay? Why do we care? We want our dollar better than other countries' dollars. Why do we want to pay more for British goods and all this stuff? Why does he care? It doesn't make any sense. So what? Apple makes less money for a year, then it gets all factored in, and then all of a sudden we want our dollar higher. So why do we have a vested interest in screwing up our inflation to help other countries? We don't. Very straightforward. CMG breaking. 1491, 1452, NVIDIA, 121, 119, 109. Look, I've told you over and over and over again. A cycle, a down cycle in chips lasts a minimum of 18 months. You're 6 months in. At some point, they start buying like 9 months or 12 months. If it's unless it's 24 months. Lam Research, about to break. 361, 350. UNH going lower. If the one where people park money so they can't lose money is going down, everything goes down. Everything goes down, everything goes down, everything goes down. Hold on. Okay. So then we see. Okay. CrowdStrike, 151. Apple, 144, 141, 139. BIIB, 332. 332. Where did it get to? 337. Seems so short. Sava, 52, 57. This could be 57 or 60 today. Microsoft, 231. MDB, 189, 181. Snowman, 165, 161. Netflix, 131, 138 up, 191 down. NOW. Why is this thing not down 25? Poster child for Warren. They're going to warn too. 351. Tesla, relatively strong. But yesterday you seen what Sam's all about. Tesla opened at 285, and the 300s went to $2. Tesla went up $3 more, and the option dropped 50 cents. You knew it was going to collapse. Exactly. It should have went higher. Didn't go higher, so it goes lower. ENPH, going up based on all the damage of the hurricane and electrical needs, power needs, rates, all that other stuff. 291. First Solar, 142. Long way. LNG, coming right back up. This may go all the way back to 161. Moderna, very possible this hits 130 today. There's a lotto for you, 130s at 20 cents. Don't pay more than 20 cents. And then we see. Okay, Casada initiates phase 3 trial, potential Alzheimer's with October 6th phase study. Expect to begin weeks at 750,000. Second phase is expected to begin by year end. So this is a long way away. So it looks like it's still under phase 3. Now they could come out and say this data already shows we're going to fast track it. We don't need to do this study. Very possible. But that's where it's going to go at some point. Okay? Interesting. Then we see. Okay. How do you learn to hold better? So holding stocks and doing better is a function of money. It's a function of money. What does that mean? That means if you have more money, you can hold more. But you got to build more money, right? You got to build more money. And you got to truly expect zero. If you don't expect zero, you won't hold it. Now, are you okay with taking zero? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. That's up to you. That's not up to anybody else. If something goes 4 to 30 and you hold it and it goes to zero, that's your fault. But it could have went to 90. That's up to you. If that's okay, hold it. If it's not, sell it. Very straightforward. Nothing is rocket science. Everybody have a great day. See you in chat.